So basically, Israel passed a law recently allowing the death penalty, including execution by hanging, for certain terrorism-related killings. Supporters say the law is necessary to deter future attacks, while critics argue that it may be applied mainly or exclusively to Palestinians. Do you think that national security can justify unequal legal treatment?
No, and I think that we see it daily with the current administration. I think no, definitely not. I think that the law is clear that there's just no discrimination based off of what your political views are, your religion, and I do agree that in Israel that law sounds like it would be used to persecute Palestinians, just like everything else that they do.
Great. And do you think that the death penalty actually deters political violence?
No, I don't think so. I think if someone's determined to make a scene or a name for themselves in a negative way, I think they're going to do it regardless of what the consequence may be. I think life in prison and the death penalty are kind of similar in people's minds. Like, you're losing your life if you're spending it in jail anyways. So I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily a deterrent. I'm not a huge fan of the death penalty. I'm also not a huge fan of keeping people in jail for their entire lives and wasting money on them. And, so I think that rehabilitation is kind of the only option for that. And if they're really bad people and that's not the solution, then I guess keep them in jail. I don't know.
Okay, well, thank you. What the law is?
No, what is law?
In March 2026, Israel passed a law allowing the death penalty, including execution by hanging, for certain terrorism-related killings. Supporters say the law is necessary to deter future attacks, while critics argue that it may be applied mainly or exclusively to Palestinians. My question to you is, do you think that the death penalty actually deters political violence?
I think it sends a stronger statement than is really necessary. In the U.S., when we implemented the death penalty, a lot of people say, "Oh, we're just killing a murderer for murder," which is kind of, some people think it's backwards. I think there are ways, or better ways, of dealing out justice to those people who who've committed serious crimes. The only problem is, we are a very flawed species. Us humans, we always have a hard time creating better and consistent solutions. We have a hard time when it comes to rehabilitation in terms of our own correctional system. So to say that it's the greatest, or at least the greatest method of getting rid of people who've committed extreme crimes, no. But to say that we can come up with a better method, or for that matter, have mastered the art of, of bringing justice to those who have committed these crimes. In this case, I believe it was terrorism. Yeah. What can I say? It's a bit of a tightrope, In the end, we're looking for the best possible outcome. We're looking for someone who has done something extreme to come to terms with what they've done and to, realize that it was a serious crime. But unfortunately, that just doesn't happen, so I would say if there are better ways, we should explore them, we should implement them, or at the very least, we should study them, get better at implementing them. If not, then unfortunately, the death penalty might just be the simplest way to implement such a punishment, but it's not by any means the best.
All right, well, thank you for your time. Do you want an explanation of what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. In March 2026, Israel passed a law allowing the death penalty, including execution by hanging for certain terrorism-related killings. Supporters say the law is necessary to deter future attacks, while critics argue that it may be applied mainly or exclusively to Palestinians. My question to you is that can a death sentence be trusted when the judicial process itself is disputed?
I guess I also don't know too much about Israel's government as a whole. I know how the death penalty is applied here, and I definitely disagree with it, I think, for our government standpoint. But I also think that a country that is committing a genocide probably doesn't have a lot of credit to say that they're doing the right thing in anything that they're doing. So that's kind of my answer, I guess.
So could you think of like any other alternatives to the death penalty?
I think that I also know that outside of the U.S., other countries in the world have a lot better of a process when they have people that are incarcerated. It's not like how it is here in the U.S. So maybe just like rehabilitation. I think that there are some things in the world that if you are a terrorist and committing like heinous acts, there probably is no saving for you. But if you're specifically seeking out to only have the death penalty for Palestinian people, that's a very big issue. So that's not something I agree with at all.
All right, well, thank you for your time. Should the state have power to execute people?
You want to know what I really believe?
Yeah.
Can I cuss? I mean, I'm not trying to cuss, but I believe that Israel is on some BS, and I think they're trying to take over the United States if they ain't already started, and they're using us as pawns to do their little bidding, and I think they're on some bullshit. And I think all that shit about Israel, we should cut ties with them. That's what I think.
So do you think they should have the power to execute people?
I don't think they should have the power to do nothing right now. I think everybody should take all the power away from them and start them all over again like little kids, put them in the corner, time out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're on some bullshit. I believe everybody's human, man. Everybody deserves to live, you know what I mean? Everybody deserves the same rights as everybody else, you know? Yeah, that's what I believe. I don't know if I answered your question right, but yeah, I don't think they should be allowed to kill nobody like that. If anything, they should be getting the death penalty, all of them. The Netanyahu, whatever his name is, they should whack that dude quick. You know what I'm saying? Is that good?
Yeah, well, thank you for your time, sir. Do you think that the death penalty actually helps to fight against violence?
Yeah, the death penalty, yes, it works. It helps to control the community, but himself, the government of Israel, is terrorist. The first things we call terrorists that he is killing innocent children, innocent kids, innocent people around. He blockade the foods to go to children, the medication to go to Gaza. But whenever you are in the fighting in one country or another country, at least you have to you have to respect the innocent people, the elder people, the mosque, the hospitals, the children. But the only things he doesn't respect any of them. He overpassed all of them. He crossed the line. The Israel is the only government. He doesn't have any red lines. He goes kill children. He bombard children. He kill children. He bombard hospitals. He bombard mosques. He bombard everywhere. He doesn't care about nothing about the world. He doesn't have a boundaries. The Israel is the only country he doesn't have a boundaries. He doesn't say that this is my boundary. He can attack to Lebanon one day, another day to Gaza, another day to another country. This is the first country I've ever seen that I'm ashamed of Israel to say the name of that country.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time.
Do you think that national security justifies unequal legal treatment?
No, I really don't. Yeah, that law, I really don't think it's necessary like that for them to be killing. It's not going to stop people. More killing is not going to actually stop people from killing, so I don't know what they're trying to do. And like it says, they might just be using it to, for their favor, kill more Palestinians or kill people that aren't in favor of whatever their Jewish agenda might be.
So then, do you think that the death penalty deters political violence?
I really don't. Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
Well, I think the people that are going to do that is because they're probably, I don't know, they're probably messed up in the head too or something, but they probably, seen a lot of stuff that we haven't seen. Their parents getting killed, the family getting killed, neighbors getting bombed. That's stuff that we don't see out here in the U.S., but I can imagine like just living somewhere and a bomb falls on your neighbor's house or right across the street from you, and that's somebody you grew up with, that's somebody that you know, and it could have been you, stuff like that. And you grow up, as a 7-8-year-old thinking, who did this? And when they say, oh, it's the Israelis or the Americans doing it, they grow up with hate towards us. So it's kind of hard for it just to go away, just by telling them, oh, we're going to kill you if you do it. They probably don't even care at that point.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.